How's it going, my PC? It is now time for the Survivor Series 2012 results / highlights and review video. I'll go over the results, give you guys my thoughts, and review on the show. So it all starts off with the pre-show, Matt Striker and Scott Stanford on commentary, hyping up the matches, blah blah blah. We then get a segment of Team Ziggler backstage with Ziggler saying, they've got this in the bag. Team Foley made a huge mistake by, letting the fans choose The Miz. Yeah, but then he says, on a sadder note, one of our comrades, Cody, is out of the match, so they need a replacement. He says he found a suitable replacement. He's strong and smart, and then he introduces David Otunga. And then all the teammates are like, disappointed at Ziggler's choice. I think even Wade Barrett says, ugh, or something like that. Del Rio is then like, Ziggler's right, let's listen to him, especially because he's going to be eliminated in the first 5 minutes anyways. And afterwards, they just follow Del Rio's league. But then Wade Barrett says, well, he was a leader in the past. And, they argue for a little bit, but then Ziggler gets them back on the same page, and that's about it for that. They didn't show a video package of the Sheamus Big Show feud, and then 3MB comes out for their matchup against Team Cobro. The match ends up being pretty decent, and in the end, Drew McIntyre gets on the apron while the referee's kind of distracted, and hits Jack Ryder on the back of the head, or his back, or whatever. And that allows Jinder Mahal to hit the full Nelson Slam on Zack Ryder for the 1, 2, 3. So 3MB win the matchup and beat Team Cobro. And then there's an interview backstage, Josh Mathews with R-Truth. He says he has a question for Little Jimmy. He asks Little Jimmy if he thinks R-Truth is going to win the matchup. And R-Truth tells Josh Mathews, who are you talking to? There's nobody there. Are you talking to people that don't exist? So it seemed like he was ditching the whole Little Jimmy thing, and they could continue on with the interview. R-Truth says he's gonna beat Antonio Cesaro and bring back the U.S. title to the U.S. And then Josh Mathews says, it's pretty weird or whatever that R-Truth is now denying Little Jimmy's existence. But while he says that R-Truth is still there, so R-Truth tells him, I'm not denying what? Little Jimmy just wasn't here. He was in the bathroom, and now he's there. And R-Truth talks to Little Jimmy and tells him, he tells Josh to apologize to Little Jimmy because he's sad. And he tells Little Jimmy, did you put the toilet paper over the toilet seat? And did you wash your hands? And yeah, that's pretty much it for that segment. And then they show a video package for the main event, CM Punk, Ryback, and John Cena. And then they kicked off the actual show with a bonus Survivor Series Elimination Tag Team match. It was Team Brodus, which was Brodus Clay, Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio, Justin Gabriel, and Tyson Kidd, versus Team Tensai, which is Tensai, Primetime Players, and who else? Primo and Epico. And the first one eliminated was Brodus Clay once Tensai hit the senton on him and pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. And then a few minutes later, Justin Gabriel actually pinned Tensai by rolling him up after Tensai missed a senton, I think, for the 1, 2, 3. So Tensai was the second guy eliminated in that Survivor Series tag team match, or elimination tag match. And right after Tensai got pinned, he got mad and clotheslined Justin Gabriel, and Titus O'Neil kind of took advantage of that. And then afterwards, Tyson Kidd actually eliminated Titus O'Neil with a pretty unique springboard roll-up. So Titus O'Neil was the third guy eliminated in the matchup. And then Tyson Kidd also eliminated Epico with the sharpshooter by making him tap out. And afterwards, Rey Mysterio eliminated Primo, I believe, with the Bulldog. And then they eliminated Darren Young, the last guy, after Rey Mysterio hit a 619 and then tagged in, I think he tagged in Sin Cara, who hit a Swanton. Sin Cara tagged in Justin Gabriel, who hit a springboard moonsault. And he tagged in Tyson Kidd, who hit a springboard elbow drop. And then Tyson Kidd tags in Rey Mysterio, who hits a top rope body splash for the victory. So Team Brodus Clay wins. And the 4 survivors are Rey Mysterio, Sin Cara, and Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd. And then backstage, you have Kaitlyn walking towards the ring, I guess, for a matchup. And she gets attacked by somebody with a blonde wig. But Kaitlyn beats her up and then takes off the wig and the hoodie. And it's Aksana again. And then Eve comes up there and is like, oh, Kaitlyn, are you okay? I'd hate for anything to happen to you before the matchup. Kaitlyn pushes her and then tells Eve, I'd hate for anything to happen to you before the matchup, sarcastically. And then moving on to the matchup, Kaitlyn versus Eve. And honestly, it wasn't a bad match in my opinion. Anyways, in the beginning, Kaitlyn dominated the matchup, and then Eve dominated the matchup. And towards the end, Eve won with her neckbreaker finisher after Kaitlyn kind of got on the apron, and Eve took off the apron curtain, which caused Kaitlyn to fall. Eve puts her back in the ring and hits that neckbreaker for the 1, 2, 3. After that match, we get a backstage segment with Team Foley, and they're all arguing, and Foley tries to get them to stop arguing. He then tells them to all get together and say bang bang on 3. They all say it except for Orton, and then Randy tells Foley he hates him and leaves, and then Foley says, that's how I know he's ready. Then we get Antonio Cesaro coming out for his United States Championship match. He cuts a short little promo before the matchup, in the end saying that they should be thankful for having Antonio Cesaro as their United States Champion. R-Truth comes out for the matchup. The match ends when R-Truth goes for the scissors kick, but misses it, and seems like he hurt his leg, so Antonio Cesaro takes advantage of that by kicking R-Truth's leg, and then uppercutting him, followed by the neutralizer for the 1, 2, 3, so Antonio Cesaro retains his United States Championship. We then get AJ in the ring, who's going to talk about the AJ scandal. She talks about Vicky, and says Vicky's accusing her because Vicky has something to hide, and then Vicky comes out, and AJ starts to show some photos, some Photoshop photos or whatever, of Vicky eating with Ricardo, and Vicky with JR, and also Vicky dancing with Brodus Clay. And eventually, AJ points out that the board of directors have now also said that if Vicky lays her hand on AJ, she loses her job. And then Tamina comes out from behind and attacks AJ, hits her with a Samoan drop, followed by a big body splash from the top turnbuckle on AJ. And then backstage, you have Josh Mathews interviewing Paul Heyman about CM Punk's match tonight, asking Paul Heyman what is CM Punk gonna do, what tricks are left for CM Punk to pull out in the matchup, against Ryback and John Cena. Paul Heyman says, well, actually doesn't say, but he asks Josh Mathews, what underhanded tactics has Punk used in his previous title matches? And Josh says he can't think of any. And then Paul Heyman, talks about CM Punk's reign and how he's now the 8th longest WWE champion, and that he's the best in the world. And that's pretty much it. We then have the Big Show and Sheamus match for the world title. They had a good match, and there was one impressive point in the match where Sheamus actually lifted up Big Show in an electric chair position and dropped them. And the end of the match, Sheamus was about to hit the bro kick, and the referee was kind of close to the Big Show, so Big Show grabbed the referee and pretty much, shoved him in front of him, so Sheamus hits the bro kick on the referee by accident. And then Sheamus tends to the referee, and 2 other referees come out to also check on that referee. While they're doing that, and also Sheamus is checking up on the referee with them, Big Show gets up, and once Sheamus turns around, he hits the knockout punch on Sheamus, goes for the pinfall, and he gets the 1, 2, 3. So it seems like Big Show wins the match, but then the other referee, one of the referees made the count. The other referee was like, what the hell are you doing, Sheamus was distracted, and the referee was taken out. So, and he gets out of the ring and tells Justin Roberts to announce that the Big Show has been disqualified. So they disqualify the Big Show. Big Show's all mad, and he actually starts cursing at the referee who made the call. Eventually, Sheamus gets up, and he starts hitting the Big Show outside the ring with a steel chair, 20 times or something like that. And then he hits the bro kick just as Big Show seemed like he was getting up. And with TLC being so close, it definitely looks like it's going to be a chairs match between Big Show and Sheamus now, especially with Sheamus just attacking the Big Show so many times with that steel chair. And then we had this Survivor Series Elimination Tag Team match between Team Foley and Team Ziggler. First one eliminated was actually Damien Sandow. He was about to ditch his team, but Kane chokeslammed him for the 1, 2, 3. Afterwards, him and Daniel Bryan argue, which causes Ziggler to hit the zigzag on Kane. He pins Kane, and Kane is the second one eliminated. And then afterwards, Daniel Bryan locks on the no-lock on David Otunga. He taps out, so David Otunga is eliminated. And then Barrett eliminates Kofi Kingston with his elbow finisher. And then Del Rio eliminates Bryan with the cross armbreaker. And afterwards, The Miz actually counters Barrett's pump handle slam into the skull crushing finale, so he eliminates Barrett. And then after that, Del Rio actually eliminates The Miz when The Miz misses his corner clothesline, and Del Rio hits an enziguri to the back of The Miz's head and then pins him for the 1-2-3. So then it's Del Rio and Ziggler versus Randy, so it's a 2-on-1 situation. Randy actually eliminates Del Rio after he counters the cross armbreaker attempt by Del Rio and hits the RKO on him for the 1-2-3. And then it's down to Ziggler and Randy Orton. And Randy was about to win. By the way, I would like to note that Ziggler did hit the zigzag on Randy and Randy kicked out. Ziggler also countered the RKO. Well, he countered the RKO and then hit the zigzag. And towards the end, Orton hit his second rope DDT and Ziggler was out. And on commentary, they were like, pin him. Orton was just standing there. And then he went in the corner for the punt kick. And he was about to hit it, but Ziggler connected with a super kick on Orton and then pinned him for the 1-2-3. So Ziggler pinned Randy Orton and won the match for his team. So Team Ziggler wins the Survivor Series Elimination Tag Team match. And then afterwards, we have the main event, Ryback versus John Cena versus CM Punk for the WWE Championship. And I actually really enjoyed the matchup. Ryback dominated, and at some point, both CM Punk and John Cena decided to team up to take out Ryback, so they double suplexed him on top or through the announcer's table. Yeah, John Cena hitting the AA on CM Punk. Yeah, that's right. And CM Punk hitting the GTS on John Cena. You also had Ryback hitting the shell shock on both CM Punk and John Cena, but I believe neither John Cena or CM Punk landed their finisher on Ryback. Actually, John Cena did put on the STF on Ryback, yeah, but I don't think he connected with the AA on Ryback. He tried to hit it on Ryback, but Ryback got out of it. Anyways, in the end of the matchup, Ryback hits a shell shock on John Cena. And then these three guys come out dressed in black, and it's Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, whatever, and this other guy, which I didn't know what his name was until I just looked it up right now, and it's Roman Reigns, all three guys from NXT, and they started attacking just Ryback, and then they took him out of the ring, and they powerbombed him through the other announcer's table. So CM Punk, with John Cena out from the shell shock, he goes to pin John Cena, gets the victory. So CM Punk is still the champion. And that's pretty much it for the show. If I have to give the show a rating, well, let's look at the matches first. I enjoyed the first one, the first Survivor Series Elimination tag match, the bonus one with Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara and all that. And I enjoyed the main event. I also enjoyed the other Survivor Series Elimination match, that was cool too. And Big Show versus Sheamus was pretty decent. But as far as the rest of the matches, they were just okay. Really nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary. It was... I guess I could give the show a 6 out of 10, maybe, or 6.5. I liked the Survivor Series Elimination matches. I thought both were great. And I liked the main events, but like I said, as far as the other matches, they were okay. Big Show versus Sheamus was a little over okay, but it wasn't great. And if I have to give a highlight of the night, well, maybe the main events were Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and that other guy, I forgot his name already, attack Ryback, so that might be the start of new factions. I like factions or stables. Or it might just be CM Punk once again saying that he had nothing to do with it, just like the Brand Maddox situation, so, you'd have two situations right there that are pretty suspicious, but he claims that he had nothing to do with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And actually, Sheamus lifting up Big Show for the electric chair. I'd say that's another highlight right there. Sheamus has been really showing off his strength lately against the Big Show. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can click that like button. I really appreciate it. And in the comment section, tell me what you thought about Survivor Series. If you have to give it a rating out of 10, what would you give it? Anyways, I'm out. See ya.